We are live.
I know, I probably do. Probably on like Friday or something. I'm on number 10. Mine's like that. You going?
Hey, I'm trying to catch up on miles. I've been fencing for 2 days. I've already got like 133 steps to get 13 miles today. I've walked that fence back and forth. And I got a stop sign out there. Nope, I'm walking. So, yeah, I'll have 13 miles, maybe I'll get 13 miles, I should. Well, I'm on my phone clock, I got my watch, and they're usually within about 50 steps. They're mine are about 50 steps. Yeah, I'm gonna get my steps in the last 2 days.
We were in the lead the last time I checked. I haven't
We were in the lead this morning, big time in the lead.
put yesterday in.
Well, you gotta get those 5 steps in the weekend, 'cause I'll try to walk at least 18 those. Now, we're about to do 8 o'clock an hour, you know, once the yard for a couple hours.
Oh, yeah.
Walking for 2 miles, 6 weeks.
Walk across Texas.
I go, you got tired about it.
Mike Griffin got me, I'm on his, got us 3 on his, city of Seymour.
He just said, I'm on the team.
There's like, 9 different. 9 different.
If we go odometer, we win that damn thing.
We're winning right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're ready to open things up here. Everybody get back. The regular city council meeting to be held Thursday, April 18th, 2024, 7 p.m. with our 678 Texas. All notices have been duly posted in conformance with the government code of Texas of the state of Texas, section 550.072C. The city of Seymour attempts to make its meeting accessible to all citizens. If you have any auxiliary, please notify the city secretary and for 0889
3148, at least 48 hours in advance. The agenda is also posted on the city's website at cityofseymour.org with the following agenda to be considered. We've called to order. We're going to do a roll call, pledge of allegiance, and then we'll have a prayer by Council Lady Gillespie. Lamb Wynn. Here. Monty Glass. Here. Skylar Hendricks. Here. Debbie Gillespie.
Here.
Billy Hendricks. Here. Okay, let's stand and do the pledge of allegiance, and let's remain standing for the prayer.
pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation
bow our heads. Our dear Heavenly Father, we come to you today and ask for your coverage and helping the city council make the best decisions for the city and the citizens of Seymour. Thank you for all your blessings you bestowed upon this town and keep and watch over us. Amen.
Amen. Okay, announcements. Got my announcements here somewhere, just one moment. Wanted to mention, the city of Seymour, or the Chamber of Commerce, hosted Tom Lee celebration this past weekend. It was a pretty neat celebration if you were, able to be there and experience it. Real informational. Hopefully they'll have that again next year, but I think the city showed up real well. Everything went off. Streets were properly blocked and all that kind of thing. And there was a good number of people that showed up for it, so appreciate that. Also wanted to mention this is kind of storm season, and there's been concerns about some of the sirens here in town. We're addressing that. We do have a couple of working sirens. We found out today that the one on City Hall appears to work. We're making sure that all of that is lined up properly, so that would be 3 out of 5, and we're working on the rest of them. So at some point, we may have to consider purchasing a new system. I visited with the Judge Stafford. I visited with the emergency management coordinator, John Hostas, and they've indicated, or Mr. Hostas did, that there possibly be a grant that may be coming up at some point. And if it's substantial, we might want to look into that and consider replacing the system or going with something else. But anyway, I was pleased to find out that the one on City Hall looks like it's going to go back into service, hopefully. That's really all I've got right now. What about Mayor Pro Tem? Nothing? Okay. Let's proceed. We've got any citizen, well, let's see. City Administrator, Dr. Jeff Brady.
Thank you, Mayor. So it's my honor and privilege to recognize an outstanding citizen here tonight. And you always hear that saying that, how do you define excellence? And really, sometimes excellence is hard to define, but we know it when we see it. And I've had the privilege of working with Kyle Barton indirectly for the last 3 years. If you don't know, he is the president of our Little League Association. And I've just, again, observed all the work and all the efforts and all the improvements he's made to the league over the last 3 years. And I think he has just done an outstanding job. For one, from, I guess, the stands, the league seems to run flawlessly. We just seem to have very minimal issues. I imagine behind closed doors, he has to deal, with some upset parents and things like that. But overall, it's just a really, really positive environment. And my son's been playing and thoroughly enjoys it. We've had no problems. And so I think that's a lot to be said about his leadership, just overall how the organization runs. But then second of all, I hope as councilmen in our community, if you ever drive by and really observe our ballparks over the last 2 or 3 years, there's been some huge drastic improvements. He's had it completely, both fields, one of those, of course, belongs to the city, the Portwood Park. He's had both fields repainted. The grass looks immaculate, probably better than our golf course in some areas. And our golf course looks amazing. I just compared it. But anyway, he does a great job there. All the trees, I think he had like 20, 30 trees planted around both fields. And then there's just many other improvements and many subtle improvements. But overall, I just think that Mr. Kyle Barton has just done an outstanding job. And I think that it's just such a huge asset to our community, but more importantly to our children who get to experience that little league. I can imagine life without a child going out and being able to have fun and play baseball. We've all experienced that, and it kind of makes that happen again in a very positive, very nurturing environment. So, Mr. Barton, on behalf of the City Council and the Mayor, if you please come forward, we'd just like to honor you with a plaque that says our Community Excellence Award. So, if everyone please give Mr. Kyle Barton a big hand. So get the center there.
It does look good up there, thank you. It does look good. Cheers.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Hey. I'll get that.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Thank you, sir.
Thank
you, Carl. Have a good evening. Thank you.
Thanks.
Moving right along, do we have any citizens' comments tonight? Okay. We've got a presentation by Seymour Helping Hands concerning an accessibility park. And Stevens would like to come up, introduce yourself and who you're with and what you think about it.
All right, so everybody knows me, I'm Kimberly Stevenson, Seymour Helping Hands, and we want to address today with the city council about the park. We have a beautiful park here in Seymour. It's wonderful, it's got a lot of great stuff, but there are some areas where we would like to see some improvement, and we're hoping to work with the city and with other organizations to do it. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hand this around. I'd like for you to take a look at that. That currently is our inclusive area for the park, and that's where kids would go if they have any kind of physical disability to play on swings. Now with that, there are 1,200 kids within a 100-mile range that are considered physically disabled of some sort. And out of those kids, we do have several that are here in Seymour. There's not a ton of them, there are several. And if you go to the park right now, you have to walk across the grass there, it's about 10 or 15 feet, and then a parent would have to pick a child up, say the child's in a wheelchair, they would have to pick that child up, carry them over about a 7-inch barrier, step onto pebbles, and walk over to the one swing that we've got. Now, that's kind of a danger in itself, because if the child has a handicap that they could fall and be hurt worse, or if we can kill them, that's not a safe thing for a family. We would like to add a little bit of a ramp area or a flat area for a wheelchair to go into, and then we'd like to add some other things. Now, we don't expect the city to pay for it, that's the first thing I want to say. We are hoping to get grants, we are hoping to raise funds, and we're hoping to get a third party to work with us to be on the account, so that multiple people have to sign for that money. We're gonna go out and look for those grants, look for that money. I'm hoping I'll get some help from you guys to be able to find some of this, to be able to do this. The most basic part of it, we can do between $5,000 and $10,000. That's a lot of money, I know it, but it's worth it for these kids. Now, there is a swing already out here. We would like to improve upon that swing, and we would like to add a wheelchair swing. Basically, parents can push their children up, or even adults, into that swing and get to swing and enjoy themselves and not have to be running from the wheelchair. The other thing we'd like to do is we'd like to add a special picnic table. We're hoping maybe the school or somebody who wills can actually build that instead of us paying for it. You buy a regular picnic table out there, it's $600. You buy one with the middle of it is cut out for a seat to go into, that's $1,100, $1,200. That's a lot of money for just one seat cut out. But the difference between a child being put over here, away from the family, or being smack dab in the middle of it, is a huge thing, mentally and physically for them. It can mean the difference in small or not. Along with that, we would like to add, and we've actually found it, we have a wheelchair accessible monkey bars. It's right over here. I never even realized it, but the thing about it is it's wheelchair accessible, but it's sitting in the middle of pebbles, and it's got that 7-inch ramp on it. We would like at some point in time to move that and put all of it in one spot right over here, right where we've got the other one. And we're asking the city to maybe consider helping us with, when we get to that point, maybe some manpower, maybe some volunteer organizations helping us with that. The big thing is we think it would be a really good thing for Seymour to not only have that. And the big thing on the wish list is a merry-go-round. A merry-go-round will be running $18,000 to $22,000 for a handicap wheelchair merry-go-round. That's a dream thing, but who knows, between all of us working together, we might be able to find it. And so that's when we want to bring that to the city council, so you guys can think about it, see how we can all work together, what other organizations in Seymour can work together, and we'd like for permission to continue on. I can't get help with the contractors and stuff, and with grants, without y'all thinking about this is not going to be a bad thing. And I want us to all work together.
Thank you, Kim. That was good. Anybody have any questions? Kim's on the agenda, so we can ask and answer questions.
Grill me, I'll answer.
We don't want to grill you,
There's the, monkey bars, they gotta be concrete, it's gonna need to be concrete.
It would have to have something under it. It doesn't necessarily have to be concrete. There are some other substrate systems that you can use. It's almost like astroturf and things. Just those pebbles in there. We've all tried to push a wheelbarrow through dirt. Try to push a wheelchair through pebbles. It's not gonna work.
and you're looking at, donation, or somebody could write a check for the whole amount,
You
possibly.
never can tell. The thing about it is, we don't know. Atmos Energy has expressed an interest in it.
Do that.
Atmos Energy, I have sent them information about it. I have talked to multiple schools that have put one in, and I've talked to a couple of contractors. The contractor's also the same thing. You're touching the city park, you talk to the city council first, let them know, and make sure that everybody's kind of on the same page.
Does anybody object to them looking into this and seeing what they can do? I personally don't.
How many picnic tables did you say you want for?
I'd like to have at least one. I mean, love to get two, but one is the start. And who knows, we may get over there and there may be somebody who goes, you know what, this is a great idea. Here's a check, go get what you want. The one in Wichita Falls, I believe, it's like a $50,000 to $60,000 project. And it's an all-inclusive, so it allows not only kids that may have a physical disability, but other children to be involved together. So it's, nobody's singled out. And so the sky's the limit right now. We want to make a budget, we want to have a plan. The big thing is I need more than helping hands to do this with me. I can't do this one on my own. And my volunteers and me will do whatever we can help, but this is not a project that we can do by ourselves.
All right, anybody else? Kim, thank you for that. Very, very important. Okay, moving along. We're at the city administrator reports. That'd be Dr. Brady.
I just want to bring the community and the council up to speed. So we did have our final walkthrough at the airport today, and the mayor and councilman did speak. I wouldn't say did, but I don't really know them. But anyway, they were there as well as our engineers and construction managers team. But anyway, everything looked fantastic. Everything's online. I just really encourage y'all to go out there and look, even at night. It is really a super nice facility. The technology behind all that is, we're very blessed to have that. So that was a good call of the city council letting that project go forward. Our remote work center is pretty much complete. I know Ms. Bush is trying to do our order a sign, and I'm in the process of getting an electric keypad installed. I think once that happens, I think we are ready to go online and get that project moving forward. Super excited about the fire hall. That's moving together very, very well. Last instructions that we got it all metal in. I think this one just have it wired and to get it sprayed inside and the doors on, and I think it's ready to go. So anything else there, Ronnie? So it looks fantastic. They did a great job. Also, just want to make sure y'all are up to speed on our water well projects, which again, making that a big initiative to get as many water wells as we can online. And so I'll just give you a lot of information, a lot of data there for you all to look at. That's a really moving document, so that's going to change weekly as some wells go online, maybe one breaks or whatever. We did meet with Jacob Martin this week. And so they're going to put together a proposal that we'll bring to y'all probably next month, in which we're going to try to get those 3 wells around the transportation department approved by TCQ. And then they'll be able to give us a plan on, tying that back into the system. And those are, we already had them tested, and they produced about 300 gallons a minute. So those are all real good wells over there. So it's going to allow me to put us where we need to be, but we need to continue and get new wells as we can online, and then cap those that we don't want anymore. So a lot of good projects still going on, still moving forward. Also, we want to make sure the council and our community do that to start on June 1st. We are going to see about a 6% increase in garbage rates. Remember, we went under new contract with Waste Connections, and each year, this year, there's been increases to get us, I guess, to the market rates. And so Lauren's taken and broken all that down for y'all. It's in your package if you want to know specifically what each container costs, or one pickup, 2 pickup, the size, and all that. So unfortunately, it's another increase, but it's just the time that we're in. And that was, again, original contract agreement that we had they replaced connections about 3 years ago. Also, I put a lot of important dates, calendar there in your packet, so please make sure you stay on top of those upcoming events. Department updates, again, you have all your regular updates, but also we're looking forward to lifeguards. As of today, I have 15 lifeguards, about half those are returning. So I think you have a really good solid support of lifeguards. We've already got, again, the training set up and all that's in motion. We still are in need of a pool manager. So we are advertising that. We've reached out to teachers and coaches and different people in the community, but it'd be nice to have adults that could get there. More often than not, can be there more and manage the pool. So, the police department report is in your packets, staff reports, and financials. Financially, I think still look good. This past month, we've got $109,000 decrease. But then overall for the year, we're still at 290,000 in the black. So we're still in good position. Moving forward, it gets harder. I think we'll see our revenues increase. But also, Lorna and I have been discussing and wanted to present to council about moving our city council meetings to City Hall. And I think there's a lot of reasons we would do that. We want to have that there in the auditorium. I think our internet quality is better there. I think that would play better if we were trying to live stream. I think that it would resolve the issue of when we have to closed session, people are upset about going outside. So we thought with the closed session, the council then go to the meeting room and we would stay inside the City Hall. So resolve that issue. We would have more access to computers and documents if we need to. We thought we'd at least try it. The council's open to that. At the same time, we wanted to go with our iPads. The Swish found iPads online. I think the whole project would be about $1,000. If it would save us or Lauren has to give the packets, just download. That
Save me a day and a half.
yeah. But it's either committing at a time to have that information more readily available. And we're probably open to that. We want to make that investment if you aren't willing to do that. I know that we've had several councilmen who actually requested that, but we want everybody to be on board. And we'll do our best to put all that together, try to work out all the glitches before we roll that out to y'all. So.
And they're 10-inch tablets, they're not those little bitty things we had last time. They're bigger.
Can we get a little training on,
It'll be super easy.
oh, good, good.
And actually, I can upload your packets at the office and bring you your deal, and then you can leave them with me at the end of a meeting like this. So we can do it just like packets, and I can take care of it at the office.
But way quicker for
Yeah,
the tasks involved, doing all the paper.
yes, and I go through sometimes 4 reams of paper. If we have, a really big meeting, there's 8 binders, it's all the ink. I can't even imagine what we're spending.
If you have a change at some point, when you're getting close to having all this ready, you just do that on the iPad, right? Just like any other.
If we had changes?
Yeah.
So essentially what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna print one copy of this. So that I know that I have I wanna be able to have a paper copy of it in the office put together for public records requests. And then I'll send that through the scanner and make it one PDF file. And every single one of us will be on page 7. And every single one of us will be on page 12. And you'll just skim through it like you would.
If you had to do with a addendum to that or with add information,
It'd be easy.
I bet you could just.
Yeah, it would just be an email or
I think last time they just emailed them to us, but we kept them with us, that way
you can do it that way too.
I'd say you time having to bring them all back to us again, it's like the.
Yeah.
That's all we did last time.
Yeah, I would.
I mean, you're welcome to keep them, but I don't mind loading it in there. too.
Well, I mean, I think it'd be easier on you though, if you just email them to us and we have
Yeah.
them with us.
Y'all all have your Outlook accounts now, correct? That CCSI set up, so we'll just put Outlook on your, it's actually a Kindle Fire. That's what Iowa Park uses. They haven't had any problems with it. And it will just be an icon on your tablet base. You'll click it and it'll open it, and it'll open your document and it'll be a PDF and you can flip through it, delete it when you're done. Super easy. All you gotta do is keep charged, refresh, charge.
So, you ever get you to turn that with the mayor, adjust it.
One other thing I saw in the financial report said, I think our administrator doing a good job. If you look, it's like everybody's kind of staying in line with the fiscal year that moves along. So everything really currently, as of today, looks in good shape as well, so. And also wanted y'all to know that, the hot board meets, and, they funded 2 different projects. The Tom Lee Festival got $500 plus, I don't remember what the total price was.
It was 770.
And then also, the Future Theater, I believe, was $4,381, as well. So, so make sure y'all stay on top of that. If you have any questions, concerned about that, I think that one put that documentation in your package, so if anything else, holler at us and we'll get that to you. So, that's all I have, we still have something for me.
I'm just gonna make a comment on, we might get to City Hall, not like it, but maybe do it a time or two and just see, is it pretty handy? And like I say, if we want to go, I hadn't thought about that, but the executive session, we could move and go upstairs, or they could go outside, and some of them have already done. Yes, we've done, yeah, I remember there, you had some meetings there before.
Here in Kobe.
Yes.
The month of July and August, you might well have it down here if you want to cool that big thing down.
Well, the HVA stays on all the time.
Stays on.
It stays on, we try to keep it,
Theater.
so we try to keep
What's that
it,
cost? Yeah.
We do turn it up to what, does it say on 77?
78 is what I,
Okay, so it doesn't take long to cool it down because the AC comes through the floor and it doesn't take very long at all.
Maybe talk to Lane in July, see how this is going right.
Yeah.
we didn't bring a jacket, we supposed to.
Anyway, well, that's good. Maybe we'll get a manager for the pool, and that's pretty important. 15 lifeguards, that's pretty good. But on the garbage rate increase, that was built into that contract. There would be 3 increases. There's nothing scheduled. Does that contract expire in 3? How long was that contract?
5 years.
5 years, okay. They were 3, but nothing.
I don't remember that one.
Nothing scheduled after this third.
No, it will always increase. The minimum is 6%. And as inflation happens and everything, it will, I don't suspect it to stop.
Contractually, though, there's not another increase, right? I'm thinking it's 3 years.
No, I'm pretty sure in that contract it says, now we knew there was no chance of it not increasing the amounts that we had because
Yeah.
contractually we had to. But it's built in there that there is a chance that it can go up to a 6% increase based off inflation or this, that, and the other. So they said that before, I think they had only done 4 or 5, but 3 years ago, we didn't have so many millions of dollars floating around. So that I don't suspect it will stop, to be quite honest.
Well, maybe I can get with you and look at that contract, 'cause I was thinking that it may be in that contract that they can go up to a certain amount or something, but I'm interested in the length of the contract, because if they just start just hitting us for hitting us, we could look at something else, maybe, if we're not in contract.
Well, it'd be good if at the end of every 5 years, you go out and just renegotiate or.
Any other questions of what Jeff presented?
I did, I read on the reports that Chase is having meter repairs.
Yeah, they've always got some meter repairs, there's always a meter that malfunctions, that replace it, and so that's kind of a common.
This is on those new ones that we just spent bukus of money on.
I mean, it's not a lot, but there are meter issues that they have in the electric department, and we sent, our electric administrator to training on the meters and how to set those and what, so it's an ongoing issue.
How many years have we had those meters?
It was before me, so I think it's about 5 years.
I think in total it's been like 14, so it's not very many.
Overheard a conversation, maybe we were talking to Chase and Jeff's office, but about he sent one off to be tested, and it came back at 99 point, almost
Yeah,
right on the money.
yeah, it was like 99.9.
Yes, very, very crazy.
Or something.
There was a little bit of disagreement over it might be off or something. It was right on the money according to the way it was calibrated and everything.
And we do have some people that are concerned about the meter is working or not working, and so that's an option. We'll take it at their expense and send it off, but if it is malfunctioning, then it's at our expense. So that's not super common, but it does happen.
How much does that cost to send off?
I think it's around $150, $200, something like that, and it's not cheap, but that's the cost to the customer if it's not broken.
Well, I like those meters. I got a call the other day that there was a little bit of water trickling out, and we were gone all weekend. And my son left the dang water hose on after he got the dog's fresh water, and it leaked out all day long. And they called me and said, "Hey, just so you know, you got a little trickle of water running all weekend long. Not sure what it was." Well, thank you. I like those snazzy meters. Spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, they got that too back when we first moved into this house. There was a toilet was broken. It kept running on a schedule. And they said, "You got a spurt of water. Looks like on schedule. Just go." So they're like, "I don't know if you have something running like pump or something." I said, "No, I do not." So I've benefited twice from those snazzy meters.
I can save people thousands. A lot of.
You're not familiar with our online tool where it says you can pay online. When you open that portal, you can see your consumption hourly, daily, monthly. You can see a year's history. So you can kind of police yourself in a way and cut your own rate. Really nice.
I've heard a few comments about that. It's like, yeah, you need to get over there and look. You can look at all this stuff. Good information. Okay, any other comments, questions? If not, we'll go to public hearings. This public hearing is in regard to a specific use permit, zoning change of 600 North Odom, also known as Lot 5 and 6, Block 6, subdivision Wheat, and Lots 1 through 4, Block 6, Wheat subdivision, Seymour, Texas. Specific use permit would allow for the construction of an RV park. I got a quick question here. Is this actually a zoning change, or is it a
No, it's a request for a
Specific.
specific use permit.
specific
So
use?
that's just how, that's the language for it.
But it would still remain an R1.
Okay.
So but it's a specific use permit.
So it could be used that way as long as it's being used that way. If it ever ceases to be used that way.
Then it would revert. Yeah, so it's a zoning change in the sense that the use permit is contradictory to how it's zoned. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm seeing zoning change and then I'm seeing per use.
Yes.
Specific use permit. Okay, but that's more. Okay, so this will be I'm gonna recognize you. This will be discussed or
It's an action item.
at the end of the meeting.
Yes.
Okay, can this gentleman, we can speak now?
Of course.
Yes. All right, go right ahead. Introduce yourself if you would. And
How about that?
There you go.
All right, my name is Justin Daniel, and I want to thank y'all for allowing me to come here and speak on this evening. Tonight I'm here on behalf of my company partner here, RV. I'm excited about the potential of the hydrogen plant and the accompanying wind turbines that hopefully, possibly will come into town. I'm hoping that Parker Hero RV can become one of the community partner economic and land improvements here. Seymour's already seeing increased activity of people currently in the project. And I understand that the coming project of the hydrogen plant will bring estimated additional 1,300 workers into the area for the next 2 years. One of the issues that the city faces in preparing for this growth is housing, both short-term and long-term. I believe that another RV park in town can help alleviate some of that issue. Parker here, RVs ready to begin breaking ground and helping immediately. I've located the land. I feel it would be a good fit for us. And as we know, we're talking about 600 North Odom, and looking at changing to a specific project. doing so, I know that the business would be an integral part in providing lodging and quickly for the workers. Long term, the park would increase property value. Upon success of the park, we would look at potentially reinvesting back into our local projects. So the goal of Parker Hill RV is to make the city proud of all aspects of aesthetics, safety, and economic improvement. Aesthetically, the plan would be to erect a fence along the alley area, plant trees, and keep the property, I can say, nicely maintained. And we would have ample space in between each of the RVs. In terms of safety, we would plan to conduct background checks on the tenants staying longer than 30 days, and we will work closely with the local police. The plan would also be to include a tornado shelter, and to consider a camera system. Economically, I believe in helping small businesses and buying locally. In fact, Parker Hill RVs, we're already in discussions, and we've received utility quotes from Seymour Local being interested. Immediately, the park we would have local contractors for the construction of it, for the ground leveling and for the trucking and the gravel. In the future, the plan would be to have covered spots at RV spots, and that would also be, of course, our local. Parker Hill RV will contribute to the local economy by hiring a local resident to manage the park, and then providing opportunities for teenagers and young people on. In closing, please know that I'm not only an entrepreneur, but hoping to build a city's next successful business. I am closely tied to Seymour. My family and I are blessed benefactors of Greg Sheeney, owner of Sheeney Sex. Graciously donated a room in 1911 for a raffle to help us while our son was fighting cancer. I have frequently been to Seymour over the last 20 years for hunting and fishing. And my family and I are good friends of people that are intricately involved in this community, people that serve as EMTs, firefighters, teachers, and more. It's important to me that you know that contributing to the growth of Seymour and seeing its success is more than just a bottom line. Anyway, thank you. You guys have any questions for me about anything?
One, questions, and some of our information, it looked like 19 or 20. 18, okay. That's RVs, trailers.
We would focus on the RVs. At some point, I'd like to consider buying property across the street to the gym. Something that's been discussed is buying the property across the street, I mean, at some point. I don't know, no plans for any of that right now, but that's a piece of down the road.
You don't own the property.
No,
You're leasing the property, I would assume.
no, we'll purchase the property.
Oh, okay.
So in changing over, if the property is rezoned, we're gonna buy the property from Jerry and this 600 North Oklahoma is. So we'll go through, help people get cleaned up, get the implements off the property, trailer that's on the property, get all that cleaned up, get all the trees cleaned up, level the property a little bit where it needs it. Place utilities in, probably through Danny, place utilities in. Come in with some rock and gravel, make it in areas where the RVs will sit. I want to leave as much of the grass as we can and as much of the the natural trees and stuff that are there. We'll have to come in and plant more, but if it works out, each little area, each RV would have its own area for, you know, if they got a small pet or whatever, for grass area and that kind of thing. Plant some trees in those areas. It's important to me, I've had a business in Lubbock for 15 years now. I've got a firewood business, a landscaping business, fencing. It's important to me that we, you know, keep it really nice and have a nice spot there.
What about management? Will there be an on-site, will there be someone local that will be tending to this?
I'll have local people that will be taking care of it. I'll either work with Guthrie or Craig or one of the hospices or something like that.
Signage on the property, I would assume.
We'll put, yeah, that's, as far as nailing that down, I have not, but I would like to have a really nice sign with a nice logo and the name on there, all that. We've already got logos done, we've got websites done, really, ultimately, just pending approval, and, make that stuff active. But yes, I'd like to have a nice sign that, kind of tells people, gives them a phone number, and we'll, I don't know, long term, I'd like to, my thinking is you would want people that are long-term residents, versus the transient, population that would come through, but I don't know how much of the transient would really happen. I don't know. I'm not sure what that would look like. The immediate idea would be to capitalize on the additional workers coming into town. That's the thought, but it's not a short-term thing, it's a long-term project. So we would, we're not planning to build it and then sell it after 2 years after. That's not the plan.
One concern I've heard, and like I said, when you said you're going to do background checks, I don't think that would be very helpful, because it's fairly, I don't know how you would describe densely, populated, so to speak, but 18 times whatever the average number would be living in each unit. But, you don't know people,
That's right.
but that, which is the reason for the background check.
Right. And if 18, we've been told that 18 will fit, but if 18 doesn't fit, then we won't pay. So just do less. Because I don't want them to be on top of each other. And what I mean by that, I don't want the RVs to be so close together. I think people need a little space. They want to have their barbecue grills out there, and they want to have their areas for picnics and that kind of thing. So that's what I would like to leave enough space for that.
Any other questions, Ross? All right, thank you, Mr. Daniel, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll, get to the end of this later at the meeting. Thank you. All right. Consent agenda. Consent agenda. No, I'm sorry.
Just one thing, I would just ask the council to table number 5 on the consent agenda. I did get some feedback from TCQ. There were about 2 pages of improvements that have to be made. So I sent that to Mr. Hoffus, and he's working on getting that corrected. So when that's corrected, then we'll bring you back to hopefully the TCQ approved plan.
Okay. So the consent agenda is 2 through 4. Yeah, fine.
I need a motion
Okay.
to remove 5 from the
Make a motion to remove or table?
No, you have to remove.
Remove, right, yeah, I'll make a motion to remove item number 5 from the consent agenda.
We have a motion. A second. And a second.
And I will, we'll get it all.
Yes.
Oh, we need to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Thank you.
I'll also make a motion to approve items for the one The rest of the consent agenda? So, yeah, the rest of the consent agenda other than number 5.
Do we have a second? Motion and second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, the same. Okay, we're,
Okay, now, 5 is on your action items, you'll have to table 5. So read 5 like an action item, because it's in your different consents and then.
can we get down to it? Is that what you're talking about?
Read that.
Do it now? Okay. We would like to make a motion to table number 5. Is that what you're saying, Lauren?
Mayor, I make a motion that we table number 5 of the consent agenda until next month.
Okay, we have a motion to table 5 till next month. Second. Henrik seconds it. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, the same. There's none. Okay. Got through that. Let's move on to. Anybody wants to comment? There's no one here but Mr. Daniel at this point, but, action items, number 6. Discuss, consider, and take action closing the alley to through traffic directly behind the Seymour Volunteer Fire Department.
Well, I believe the fire department would like to see this closed. We talked about their big addition, got some doors back there, so there'll be more fire truck and fireman activity through that area. I don't know if Councilman Glass can explain more of what the rationale is behind that.
Pretty much explained it. Yeah, just, we've got a door back on the alley side. And we've had, not, maybe once or twice, people blocked the alley where we couldn't get the truck out of the old, new part of the old fire station. And it'd just be better if there was no traffic through there at all. It'd be like, People's Bank, where you have to go south and just go around the block.
So will we need to just assign, and just says traffic on that one way?
Yeah, and then we're, if closed, and we were talking about putting a gate across there to where that they for sure couldn't go through there. And then like the city would have either a gate combo or y'all's lock on it also, or a key, or the utilities to get through there.
The city owns the property west of it, so,
Yes. Yeah, we're just trying to keep people from going down that alley.
I got you.
In case we're in an emergency or something.
People will do crazy things you don't think they'll do. They'll just shut it down right there and walk away. It's possible.
Where is your dumpster?
Yeah, it's on the far north end.
Would we need to have them move it?
I don't think so.
Until accessible.
Whatever street that is. Oregon.
Yeah.
Oregon Street.
All right.
Although they may actually call the wrong drivers, because I think it actually comes down through that alley and see, they have to back in there and get sent on forward. So that's still make it work.
He's been pretty good the last month and a half.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah,
He can adapt.
he has, he's adapted.
Any other discussion? Thoughts? Public comment? None? Entertain a motion to do this.
I make a motion that, I make a motion that we, close the alley to through traffic behind the Seymour Volunteer Fire Department.
We have a motion,
Second.
second, Councilman Glass, all in favor, say aye.
Uh,
All opposed, like sign, there's not any opposition. Okay. Number 7, discuss, consider, and take action on accepting bids on the fan building.
There will be.
I had an inquiry about that yesterday, and I said, to my knowledge, we had not. I know we've shown, Lauren and I just happened to be there, shown it a couple of times, and I've had another, just a verbal kind of inquiry about it.
I
but-
had a very good inquiry.
Oh,
But I have
okay.
not had follow-up, so there is, not yet. I mean, they haven't, I'm waiting on them to get back with me. They had to go back and talk to their So, but it would be very beneficial to the community.
That's good news, Texoma. Also, a sign will be going up this week, maybe, you know?
Yeah, we finally got all the quotes from 2 different companies, and so it's, I wanna say it's $480 to get a sign.
Like a 4x8
Yeah.
sign, something like
It
that.
with pre-drilled holes because it'll attach to the sign,
Okay.
so that's already there. Anyways, it just took a minute to get more than one quote.
That's good. I think the street department did a bang-up job mowing it, cleaning it up. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but some of it was a little unsightly, some trash piles and stuff.
The roof blew off.
I picked up some of that, and just laying out there in the drive, you know. But amazingly, went inside and it wasn't all that wet. Damn. Amazing. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Discuss, consider, and take, okay, there were no action to be taken. Okay, number 8. Discuss, consider, and take action on accepting bids for golf cart contract at the Salt Fork Recreational Complex.
Okay, just real quick, this is Luke Martin, trying to get on a plane, he's like, this is y'all, so he may have to hang up, so go ahead, Luke.
Hey everyone, I just thank you guys for giving me this time, even, I apologize being on the flight and not being able to talk. I'm sure Mr. Brasher could tell you I could talk about it for hours on end, I'm very passionate about what I sell. If I had to say one thing, it's, I appreciate that partnership with City of Seymour Golf Course and Easy Goes had before, and would love to continue that. Also, I think, a lot of times, one concern is price. We stand by our product, have the best product on the market, most fuel efficient gas engine. In addition to that, our service team is something that Mr. Hendrick had said, have been lacking, but I can assure you that we turn the page there. We have 13 techs in the state of Texas that would be there at any time, including myself and the service manager. So, again, I wish I had my time, but I appreciate the opportunity to call in the meeting, submit a bid, and the potential of continuing the partnership between Seymour and Ezekiel. So I appreciate it. Thank you for calling, Mr. Brasher.
Thank you, Luke, for calling in. Yes,
Thank you.
This gentleman's who we have now.
He's our representative of Easy Go Cars that submitted the bid.
Just one with the 2024 brand new?
Yes.
Okay, ask him what is the final number after the lease contract's up, what do we pay, the final number we pay? But we've got a number there.
Annually.
So Luke, they're asking that at the end of the contract, at the end of this 5-year contract, is the council responsible for any other fees or anything for the current?
Should be a balloon payment.
Is there any kind of balloon payment or any kind of?
No, there is no balloon payment. If the city decided to go another direction, we would be responsible for where the long-term market value and lease, just a basic damage assessment, basically making sure all parts are in working order. Something crazy, we don't expect them to be game-free or anything like that. And also freight, but most of the time, that's the only things. Other than that, if the city goes to return Easy Go, I cover return freight, when I bring in your new vehicles, we don't do a lease inspection on the end, we just forego that.
You pick up the old carts and deliver the new carts, is what you're saying.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So freight and leasing inspection, that's all waived, because you guys are going with us, it's basically an informality to do otherwise.
What if we want to keep some?
So, look, he's asking if they want to keep some of them, but I believe what you said, market value rate for those, if we were those back, $4,200 per cart.
Correct.
Well, if they run right. They ain't worth it.
Otherwise, if we went with him on the new contract, those old ones are gone, the new ones come in, and we start a 3 or 4 or 5 year deal.
Any other questions for Luke? Luke, I think they, appreciate you calling and have a safe flight and, I'll be, in touch with you, tomorrow or sometime and make the decision.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
All right, bye.
Have we checked with any of the local banks just to get a lump note, just to go buy the golf cart?
I have not, just because of the cost, but I've tried to call and buy carts, they're just so expensive, you know, so irregardless of what the rate is, and the rates right now are just, he even said that's why their rates have gone up, it's just because of the interest rates. So I don't think you're gonna find a cheap interest rate right now.
Well, no, I don't think so either, but that guy's a salesman. Is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, he's definitely selling it, he's good at what he does, but, you know, I mean, I do feel like they have good products, and I've tried to find, with them with Todd, and I've called them, I can't think of all the different golf carts that they are out there, but I've tried to call representatives from them, and I just can't find anything out there that's, you know, to me, that good of a deal, as far as what we currently have.
Because if you bought 10 at a time, it's like $10,000 each.
The carts, it depends on what you have on them, but yeah, you're right. If they're brand new, they're electric or gas, it depends on what you get. They're very expensive. I mean, y'all bought new.
What was he saying about, something about maintenance, we've been an issue, or Todd?
Yeah, well, Mr. Hendricks really upset because previously, I guess, prior to Luke, that, something breaks or something, he would call the representative, they'd never show up, and Todd was under the impression that they could get anybody to come out here and serve our area or the city of Seymour. And of course, they kind of revamped that, and I don't know who represented us before, but, you know, I think with the relationship we have with Luke and, you know, his commitment, that, you know, all you have to do now is go online and put in requests, and, you know, we pay for that. So, I mean, that would be a major breach of contract if they're going to come out and serve our golf carts where they're supposed to. So, I never really, probably mentioned that before, I really didn't understand the time, but in any case, I think moving forward, I think Luke will stand behind that. I think I can call him and get out here and get those issues resolved and fixed.
He was kind of alluding to that, but he was kind of,
I think that's gonna be a deal breaker.
he was kind of admitting that maybe that had not been as it should have been, but that it would be this
And
time.
Todd let
That's
him
what I
know-
took from what he
Yeah,
said.
Todd let him know that very clearly, in a meeting that we had, about 6 months ago.
So right now, the ones we have are where the lease of these go, right?
That is correct,
And so they're taking those back, or we pay 4,200 a piece for them.
correct.
They're not worth it.
So they think they're worth 4,200 right now?
He never said that, but,
That's the fair market value, but what about the lease in inspection? I mean, so they would waive that and then just take them. So they're gonna go make, I mean, they're gonna go, they're gonna make a couple of grand off of them each when they take it back.
That's why I was asking about that balloon note at the end of that lease, because I've never heard of a lease that didn't have a residual note, or balloon note, or whatever at the end of that contract.
Like on the car.
Yes,
and I think what he was saying, if y'all want to go in a direction, then I think they're gonna stick it to you with these current cards, you know what I'm saying, based on.
They're gonna inspect it, and they're gonna pay whatever the difference is, people pay appraisal at the fair market value.
isn't that kind of blackmailing?
Well, that was me saying it, he was saying it much more politically correct.
Well, politically correct, I understand, yeah, but in a nutshell, that's blackmail.
Yes,
If we told him on the second contract, or we're fixing to get.
that's the old velvet hammer, you know, it's like.
Yes.
It's a velvet, but there's a hammer.
Yeah.
So, like he said, whenever you ask us, we go with them again, he's not gonna inspect these, he's just gonna take them and sell them, basically. But if we go with somebody else, he's gonna come say, well, these are only worth 800, 500 bucks each, but you owe us 4,200.
And I don't know if we're gonna do that much of a shot, so, you know, I was just saying that, but I kind of felt like that was underlying, well, what he said.
10 cars.
Y'all have
We're
a,
doing 15 carts, right?
15 cards, or y'all can go 10, or I do 20, I mean, do it.
So on this, on this 1385, is that per cart or is that for the 15?
Okay, the 1385, I think is per card, yeah,
So that's
monthly.
that's $14,000 a month.
No, that's for all.
That's all 15
Yes,
cars.
yes.
You're looking right here, Wendy? Yes.
First page. I skimmed through the contract, so does the contract state that they come and service them once a year?
No, I think the contract says that anytime we have an issue with one,
No, it's just-
So they don't come and service them every year?
well, no, they don't service them.
Unless you call them every year and say,
Yeah,
"Well,
you-
this year."
Yeah, we have an issue with all 15 of them. They seem to need oil changes.
Well, the governor has some issues. I mean, there are some things that need to be worked on, but we just have been taught to, call that in through their online system and they should go out there and service it.
Do you know, or does it say that, I don't know, I've seen it too, but does the contract say that if our guys work on it, it voids any of those warranties?
I don't think so.
That's usually a thing. I mean, if you start tinkering with stuff, it'll void their warranty.
Yeah, no, we had that conversation with Luke and, you know, he was complimenting, Todd on them fixing things and doing things, so, you know.
36, 48, or 60 month, y'all have an opinion on the best way to go on that?
Well, I would just like to, encourage the council to really think that through. I know that for the 5 years was frowned upon by Southport supervisor, and, but I think we get that maintenance contract correct. If you go, well, it doesn't matter if you go, which one you go with, it's gonna be a significant increase. So the shorter that contract is, the more, the greater the increase. And, so even if you went with 36 months, you're talking about almost a $60,000 increase over 5 years. And so, we would really need to think through on how we're going to, fill that void, that funding void to make up that difference.
Because currently we're not making enough money to pay for the contract office rentals of the park. So either we're not capturing all the sales because people don't pay. One, either.
Based off last year's numbers, we only made, $8,400 off golf cart, rentals. And at a low end.
Years?
Yes, and there was discrepancy in the dollar amount, so there was either $7,800 or $8,400, because some things got keyed in to the cash register wrong, and you could tell because the dollar amount didn't match, right? So on the low end, it was 520 cart rentals a year, and on the high end, it was 575 or 80 cart rentals a year, somewhere in between that. So if it was 520 cart rentals a year, that means that with 15 carts, the whole fleet would have to be rented, would only be rented twice, and then 5 of them would be rented 3 times. So,
So that don't include the.
They'll leave them.
no, that is just your cart fee rental, like, that's how we key it into the, cash register. So in theory, you would want to sell more cart rentals to pay for the cart lease. Because your elite membership, their payments go into the membership category, so they don't get all it. I know it's all one big pile of money, but that's how we divide it so we can see what revenue we're creating. So I believe that there's a chance where there's cart sales that we're not capturing. People are getting carts and they're not paying for them. And I think that probably needs to find a problem solved somehow. So that I think our numbers would go up, but we're just not capturing all those.
So I think to get a better picture on the money of that, you probably wanna split that elite or some portion of the elite on there, not split it, but
There's only
show.
30 elite people.
So it's 30 times a month, and if you take
We don't
10,
know how
15, how much more is the regular to the elite again?
20.
So 20 times 30, that's $600 a month over the course of a year. If you divide that out towards the cart money, because that's what they're paying for is the cart.
Mm-hmm.
So if you add that to it, then it's a lot more than 78 or 8,400 a year. What's 600 times, well, $5,000, 13,000? You look at 12 to 13,000 now a year, which covers
It would cover the 5-year.
exactly. So that's
But it
that's,
wouldn't
that's the whole
cover
point of the elite membership. That
the
extra
3
money
years.
is the cart. So
I agree, and that is one way to look at it. That's not how we key it in to like track the,
right, but if you're
the
looking
revenue
at
on
the
it.
business side of it on how to
But
afford
on-
these, that would make us that
Yes.
that
And it-
money goes to the carts. Also,
That's-
I will say that Saturday, just out there, I was out there for played a lot of golf Saturday, 'cause we were fishing and golfing back and forth. I know for a fact that people were there golfing that aren't even from here, aren't members. They didn't walk anywhere near that clubhouse. They got on a cart with somebody, they got in a cart with somebody, the cart sheds were left open, the blocks were undone, and those are, a lot of them were rigged where they're just on all the time. They hopped in a club cart and drove off and started playing golf. And they did not walk anywhere near. The person that working that day didn't take a step outside, didn't look around, nothing. And so you probably lost, 5 or 6 golfers that day. That's cart fees and rental fees. We are just, Todd is gonna have to talk to his people up there, and they're gonna have to be a little more aware of what's going on with the golf course. They're gonna have to step out of that office, look around. When people drive up, they're gonna have to take notice and see if they're members, see if they recognize them, if they're out of town, if they're getting in a cart, et cetera, or go out there and walk it. Make sure that those gates stay locked. Because that's money. I watched a couple $100 or more on Saturday just flush down the hole. The people were playing golf for free that day. But everybody wants to talk about how our golf's a big red mark, and we're not making any money, we're not making money. But yeah, we're giving away for free every weekend.
Yeah, and of course, the way our clubhouse, the way it was set up, they're blinded by anything.
Yeah, they can't
They
see.
got to be literally sitting there watching out the door, standing in the hallway watching. Because they don't know when somebody gets on a golf cart, because there's a blank wall right there.
But I would just on a regular basis want to check and make sure the club carts are locked up, the gates are closed. They don't need to be left open.
Well, these new ones, you won't be able to turn them without keys, and
For the first few years. And then they'll break. You were supposed to turn these without keys and originally needed.
that's.
Call them for maintenance.
That comes for maintenance.
Oh, we need a new addition.
Well, hey, like I'm saying, those numbers are hard to justify, because if you take that part of that elite membership and you look at the cart rentals over the year, now we're talking about being able to afford this. If we start catching people playing for free, which in a perfect world, we catch everybody, obviously we're not going to, people are gonna help their buddies out, give them the key, yada, yada. But we do that, then we can afford it. So we make it sound like a big scary number, when we can actually afford it if we look at the money the right way.
And then you probably have to hire another person, make sure someone's constantly out there. I think there's some things to be done, but it might cost you more money.
I don't know, I just tell them to get up and walk around more. I didn't see a person, an employee out there. And like I said, I drove by the clubhouse 6 times that day, and I never saw a person walk outside, look around, check the carts, do anything. There should be like steps to, I don't know.
I agree with Skylar that if you take the elite membership and put it in there, it would equal the 13. So it would, in theory, pay for the 5-year contract, but it wouldn't. You'd have to create additional revenue if you went to a 3 or 4 year or whatever, because we don't have any way to know that we can create that revenue. We would have to do something.
I thought I saw somewhere there was we need to move on, but if there was a proposal to raise the cart fee rental, is that right? 15 it's 15 now to rent a cart?
Correct. I just kind of put that in the notes, if I wanted to go to something higher, it really just a few ways of what y'all can generate that money.
Are the numbers we're talking about now, the new numbers that are going into effect in July, that's what you're going off of, that'll pay for this lease? Or just what we're getting, what they're going, because the cart rentals goes up in July. Yeah, there's one that gets on. Because aren't the car rentals now 10? Oh, okay.
They were 10, last year,
We
maybe,
raised them.
or 2 years ago, we did raise them then. So they were, just recently. So, look like
More of it now.
50.
It's pretty cheap, ain't it? I don't play golf, so I don't know.
Well, I went and played 2 weeks ago, and 18 holes in a golf cart was $70.
That's green fee golf cart.
That was in the Metroplex, so, but, the cart, and he gave us $20 off.
It's pretty cheap for the Metroplex.
Yes, he gave us $20 off and gave us $20 for our next visit, because the fairways was not up to par. Exactly. But that is cheap. You go, and I know this is Seymour, Texas, but you go to Inland Mountain Gods in Red Dawson, it's, what is it, Billy, $250? But you're expected to pay that, you're going to. Exactly. If you're playing 9-hole golf course, you're not expected to pay 60. Right.
You're not.
But $10 or $15
You raise it
for
up too
golf
high, you ain't
is
gonna get
cheap.
nobody out there, you might as well not even lease carts at that point, because you won't have.
$20 too high to lease a car?
No, it's the sun, but.
Yeah.
Depending on who you are.
Well,
I mean, some people may think that's a lot of money, and
$20 ain't nothing.
I mean, not really.
yeah, compared to like Electra, which is a comparable-ish software to Electra, it's only $10 right now still for a card. And their green fees are 15 Monday through Thursday and 17.50 Friday through Sunday. So they don't have to follow that.
We can't change this anyway tonight, right? So, but it's something to think about, I guess. We'll put a pencil to it. Let's, y'all wanna go ahead and make a decision on this golf cart contract?
This isn't due till October, right?
Well, it's not, but they said they could, not to push off too hard, but they kind of need to go ahead and get the order in, so they can get them all done, I guess, here by October. They wanted us to do that last month, but they wanted to give us a bid, it was over 15,000, so I had to go out for bids, and so we're kind of not behind, so. So yes and no, we don't, and get them out and get them until November, December.
Well, the reason I'm asking is, I'd just like to know what we could go to one of these local banks and borrow the money for golf carts, say 15 or 20 golf carts, and just look at numbers, just to see. I don't, they may not even be comparable.
At the end of 3-4 years, you have a golf cart that you own.
Yeah, and
You
not
don't have to
paying,
be built in, then you can build from that.
yes, they're not,
Instead of just lease, look, there goes like $83,700.
exactly.
That's giving up 83 next 5 years.
In 3, 4, or 5 years, we can sell them, and every single bit of that money is ours, the cities, to go towards new ones. And it's not paying this lease company $4,200 for a golf cart.
And
Or got us over a barrel, and if you don't go with us, then we're gonna really inspect them. You know, if y'all wanna go a different direction. That's what I'm just saying, look at numbers from banks here in town to buy golf carts outright, see what the numbers is.
See what our monthly payments would be there.
we probably have to roll in how much they're gonna charge us for these two. Or figure out a way to pay that, 'cause
Well, another issue is gonna be, when we try to borrow money, is our audits, that's a big problem. We're almost there, but we're not quite there yet, so.
That's another agenda item at some point.
Major.
We all want to, take the deal, or? I mean, I could pretty much argue this both ways. They're gonna actually service them.
Yeah, but not servicing, but the fact that they come every year and actually service them. Yeah. We'll still have to do that.
so, sometimes, I mean, if we bought them or if we lease them, we're still gonna have all the warranties still in. I mean, Easy Go still gonna have the same warranties on the suspension, on the batteries, on the whatever. I mean, those are manufacturer warranties, not the sales service warranties, so.
On commercial use, just like, I mean, they would still be warranted, is what you're
It's like
saying.
buying a car, whether you lease a car, you buy it, it still has the powertrain warranty or whatever with it.
Even doing commercial, you know, if you got 1550 for fleet, they're going to still have the warranty still.
Still applies.
I just don't like it for 5 years, you got nothing. Pay all that money, you got nothing, there, no equity or nothing. You start all over again.
Does this gentleman that's on the phone, does he sell fleets? I mean, does he do fleet sales on golf carts?
Well, if he doesn't, we find someone that does, I mean, there's plenty of people that sell this golf carts.
Or go directly to Easy Go or something?
So if y'all go that direction, I mean, then tell me what kind of golf carts, specifically, golf carts y'all want, y'all want Easy Go, or where's the brand out there?
Club Card.
Club Card, Yamaha.
The Club Card and Easy Go are the most common ones
Yeah.
you see at golf
There-
courses. But
There's
you go to a real fancy.
typically domestically made, those two brands, I believe, are both domestically brand made.
Yeah.
The others, not so much. If that means it.
I don't know, I got 2 Yamaha side by sides, and I wouldn't trade.
Oh, I know.
One of them.
Yamaha motors and stuff, oh my gosh, yeah. I get it. Let's make a, y'all wanna hold off on this, or? This is April. Our lease is up in October.
I'm not saying I can't make it happen, I would just know it's gonna be. So,
So that's, let's say, $10,000, that's $150,000. Am I looking at that right? If you buy a new,
If you get on, yeah, if you pay that much for it.
what's another 6,000 to 8,000, I mean, just kind of a basic cart.
Yeah, a basic cart for, like, what we would get, those probably wouldn't cost $10 grand a piece, I mean, for a standard easy-go gas cart. It was like, if you're comparing like something like Aggie, he got all the bells and whistles, I mean, he put a bunch of, a good example, for a standard cart.
all right. Well, I will, discuss, consider, and take action on accepting bids for golf cart contract at the Salt Fork Recreational Complex.
The agenda item is to accept the bids, to accept a bid, you know what I'm saying? So you have to make a motion on whether or not you're going to.
That's where I was going. Does somebody want to make that motion?
I'll make a motion that we do not accept any of the bids on the golf carts.
Would that be just no action, Lauren?
You can do no action if you want to do it that way, or you can say
Table it.
No motion?
table it,
I
you can
mean,
do whatever.
it died.
But
We'll
then-
just for next month and then bring it back next month, and we'll bring the.
Okay.
He can bring the new stuff to us.
Now, we might have to go back and rebid.
Make the motion, we do that.
So if you're trying to-
I'll make a motion, I'll retract my first motion.
We have a motion to table this item until next month.
I'll make a motion, we table it till next month.
Do we have a second?
I second.
We have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Okay. Discuss, consider, and take action on ordinance 2023-08 concerning the Salt Fork Recreational Complex.
If you'll look in your minutes, which is under tab 2, it's listed out on page 3, item number 14, all the changes that I made. So you can look through the ordinance, I encourage you to look through the ordinance, but I listed out exactly the changes that I made to the ordinance so that you could, tab 2, under consent agenda, page 3 of that second tab.
That involved the, okay.
It's just an easier way to see all the changes that I made.
Let me get my glasses on.
I had someone had said that, Todd or someone or Sean was looking into getting one of those machines that sits out the ring walls. Was that just still talking about it amongst themselves? Were they
We've
talking
got
about
one,
that?
yeah.
No one said nothing to me about it.
Maybe they were just researching. Okay, they were looking at it, because I mean, that would be a lot better way of regulating how many balls they did and how much they're paying and all that.
I'd like to see it found for about $300-400, maybe $500 he's looking.
I thought he said he found it. Yeah, I thought he said he found one too, but I didn't know if they
I don't know if he, yeah.
actually found it or not, or if it was something they thought they found it. I just thought they go easier for the employees up there too, for the ladies, in the office, they don't have to worry about managing or taking up money or paying, they can just collect it from the machine at the end of the day or whatever. It's a lot easier.
Are y'all okay with this ordinance as it's written? If you are, I'll accept, if somebody would like to make a motion to accept this. go forward.
I'll make a motion to accept ordinance number 2023-08.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, same sign. There is none. Okay. Number 10. Discuss, consider, and take action on a specific use permit zoning change for 600 North Oak. Lord, did we get any mail back on that?
We have not gotten any mail back, but I've spoken with two people. We had a yes, as long as there's no. We had a yes, as long as there's no dogs running loose. She had a big concern with wild dogs. There must have been an issue up on the hill some years ago. And then, the second was a no, and not, mainly it was the transient, aspect of it. From an economic development standpoint, I think we have to consider that these RVs are coming into our community anyway. I would rather have them in a designated area than in someone's backyard, which is what we're seeing currently. I commend Mr. Daniels for going through the process correctly, as we will have a permit application next month that is after the fact. And so, I think that given the population of the area, which is somewhat dwindling, it would be an upgrade. The tax value alone, I mean, he understands the investment that he's making, the tax value alone on it would be in comparison quite better. So, but we have not gotten any mail back. I have only had phone calls and I've talked to him.
It's kind of thinly packed. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, I like to think, just like he's gonna set it up, it's kind of like Sunside, or whatever it's called, it's gonna have a washer and dryer facilities, he said a tornado shelter, it's got a playground. Yeah, I think
Top
it'll be a lot nicer than one of the other ones that pop up around here.
It's kind of lightly populated up there. How many letters did you actually send out? Do you remember?
There's probably, I think, 14 properties within a 200 foot, because it's a very big, it's half a block. So, but Mr. Nelson, or the Nelson estate, owns on the
Yeah,
other side of
right.
the bridge. So there's not a lot of residences.
But they didn't reach the school.
I'm sorry?
They wouldn't reach the school.
No, it doesn't reach that far, no. 200 feet is like a lot in a road, and then that's pretty much as far as you get.
All right, y'all don't want to discuss it, or if anybody else would like to say something, Bonnie, would you like to make a motion?
I make a motion that we approve the special use permit zoning change of 600 North Odom.
And we have a motion.
Second.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign, and it passes.
Who did the second on the ordinance that Billy made?
Bonnie.
You did the second? Thank you.
No, Scholar.
Oh, sorry.
My bad. I started to. Scholar.
Okay.
I just wanted to
That's why I
say
didn't
Hendricks-
understand who it was, because it was,
want to say
Hendricks- Hendricks
Cleaned
cleaned
it
it up
up
on
on
us.
Hendricks times two.
okay, that's how we put it in there.
Okay, Jeff, do we have any executive session?
There is no executive session.
Okay.
Unless y'all request something y'all want to talk about.
Would anybody like to make a motion to adjourn?
Mayor, I'll make a motion to adjourn. Second.
We have a motion and a second, and all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Mr. Daniel. We're expecting a swimming pool up there,
Thank you for your time.
and a recreational center, and a private club of some kind.
Good luck.